Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. This is Case 15, The Crosses. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a role-playing game filled with cosmic horror, existential dread, and that reoccurring dream where you're running from a serial killer on a city sidewalk that suddenly transforms into pistachio pudding. So the two of you put aside your petty differences to enjoy dessert, because what else are you going to do with your hands or spoons? It's a dream. Get it? It's a dream.
I have ideas.
Oh, thank you, that one weird kid, for subscribing.
I also have
Who could
ideas.
that be? Your investigators of the unknown are Brian as Ben.
I've been searching so long.
For
It's a song title from 1974.
okay, gotcha.
Every one of mine have been a song
How does that one
title
go?
from
I don't know that one.
1974.
I've been searching.
It's from Chicago. I'd have to listen to it.
Okay, so there's a bunch of horns.
The band Chicago,
No,
probably.
band.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of horns and some Peter Cetera. But I don't think Peter Cetera was back there.
I have a whole list of songs that I'm pulling from
All right,
for
cool.
every intro.
Thank you.
Good thing I ruined it. Cut that part out.
All right. Matt as Kyle.
You know, I'm just really waiting on the world to change.
What the fuck, Kyle?
And Lupine as Rosa.
Welcome to the jungle. We have fun and games.
Oh, shit.
I did not like that.
There's a dog. Welcome to the jungle. All right.
Yeah, work.
Welcome, players. How is everybody doing tonight? What are you eating,
Phantasmal.
drinking?
Fine and dandy.
You're drinking fine and dandy? Or
Yeah.
you're drinking fine, but you're eating
Brian,
dandy?
your ghost?
He's drinking
What
tea
are
or
you
something.
drinking?
I'm drinking a gin and tonic.
Out of a paper cup?
I have had no power, so I have.
Oh, that's why you need power to make
My
actual
sis-
ceramics.
Yeah, it's. I got a. I have
Don't
a
you know?
potting wheel out back.
I make my own cups. I'm like Lance Hendrickson.
I'm not washing dishes. I'll make new ones.
I literally have these paper stapled together in a cup.
Well, guys, I just got back from a long weekend in Chicago. So I've got travel on the brain right now. What one place is your dream travel destination? And what activities will you engage in once you get there?
Japan hentai. No. Japan for sure is like my dream destination. I actually would love to see travel the country. They have like trains or, tours and stuff like that. I think that'd be amazing to see every part of Japan. Like one night in
Ramen tour
each
of Japan.
section.
Let's go.
Ooh, a ramen tour. That would be
Ooh,
awesome.
I'd be down for that shit.
Holy crap. Ramen and sake. Okay, let's plan it. 2027. Let's do it.
The Lovecraft Tapes does Japan.
Start saving. Our craft in Japan.
That sounds dirty.
Lupine, what about you?
Well,
Dream
there's
vacation.
a lot of places, but I don't know, like Edinburgh.
Ooh.
And I think I'd go see graveyards because I'm a nerd.
Yes.
Love it.
Do you ever do like the
And
graveyard
make-
charcoal thing?
Yeah, do
That rubbings.
on the gravestones.
Rubbing. Do you
Yeah,
ever rub on a...
yeah,
gravestone?
rub off
You ever
on
rub on
a grave.
gravestone?
etchings.
Nice. And what about you, Matt?
His kitchen.
What's your dream vacation?
My refrigerator. Just kidding. There's nothing in there because I had
Just
to throw everything
crawl-
out because
yeah.
of an extended power outage.
He was without power too.
Yeah. I want to go to New Zealand and I want to do the crazy in-depth Lord of the Rings filming tours that they do. Where
Double
they
trip.
take you around the country and show you, oh, this is where this was filmed, and you get to see the set where the Shire was. I think that would be really freaking cool.
That's
That
cool.
in New Zealand just seems like a fun place.
Their gangs are awesome.
There are more sheep than people.
Mm-hmm.
Nice sheep gangs. Well, much like Brian, I do also want to go to Tokyo. And much like both Brian and Matt, I would like to slurp some ramen at a downtown noodle shop and then sneak into one of those back alleys and buy some questionable items from vending machines. And then possibly get some...
You don't want to rub on some graves with me, Jeremy?
That'd be my second trip. And then get some acupuncture from Asami Yamazaki because I hear she's really great with needles.
Mm-hmm.
Only Crosey's going to get that joke. So,
In your eye.
I would totally do Scotland for you just for there's a stretch of road that's a really famous drive trip called the North Coast 500 or the NC 500 that a lot of people say is some of like the most beautiful driving scenery in the world.
That sounds awesome.
Lots
I mean,
of
I'd love to
crashes,
take a
though, 'cause
road trip
everybody's
around
like, huh?
Scotland. Yeah, everybody's like looking at the window.
It's beautiful. Smash.
I have to make someone else drive. I'm not gonna lie.
all right, gird your
I
loins,
still
guys.
want to drive big house.
Yeah, heck yeah. Gird your loins, guys, because it's time for some listeners. If you would like to drop us a letter from beyond, please visit lovecrafttapes.com anytime and fill out our contact form. We accept thoughtful criticism, thirsty praise, and even 55-gallon drums of military-grade toxic waste that was flagged for disposal at a decommissioned concrete-sealed bomb shelter, but somehow rolled off the truck of the army. But somehow rolled off the back of the army truck and is now floating down various streams and rivers all across this great land of ours called America.
America. Fuck yeah.
America.
Fuck
All right,
yeah.
guys, we do have a couple letters, oddly enough. One's good, one's bad, so let's get to it.
Woohoo!
Bad news first. Woo.
Yeah, we'll do the good news first. So
Aw.
this is from Kimba on our Discord, I believe. That's
The
how
White
this came
Lion?
out. And you guys may have seen this. They said, how about introducing madness rolls? Little notches of random dice quantum possibilities to brighten up the character's brain cells. Maybe the uncertain is a little less uncertain. A tiny dash of unpredictability to keep the players on their toes. Impossible. Impossible is so last month's bill. Why not try our new thing? Improbable. And how cool would it be if you, Jeremy, could get both characters and players to go a little batshit crazy? Trust me, I tried. Of course, it shouldn't be big things, but the little innocent things. Think you're opening a wallet? Nope. Dice says you opened a steamy love letter to your grandmother. Or think you're opening your umbrella? Nope. Dice says the top turned into a mushroom. How appropriate. You could start an episode rolling a d10. 1 through 9 determines how many times madness rolls are thrown in the simple actions through an episode. And 0 is 0. So, what do you think about that?
I
Add
think
like
it's
this,
cool.
this weird kind
That sounds-
of flavor thing.
I'm all for the chaos.
I think it's cool. Obviously, I'll push the roll.
Maybe it doesn't impinge upon. And to be fair, over the course of 15 cases now,
Yeah.
I've thrown a few of these things at
Yes.
them. Typically, it does end in a sanity roll, but this sounds maybe a little bit more benign
Yeah.
and just for funsies. But occasionally, I do it anyways.
Like you're gonna throw a rock into the pond. You throw it, but it on the backstroke it flips out of your hand and hits your friend in the face.
Right? Yeah, that's like comedy stuff.
Yeah.
And I sort of inject little like uneasy things like, yeah, you're not quite sure, like the fly across the eyeball thing. It's like,
Oh yeah.
did that happen? Yeah. So, okay, that was our good one. The bad one is from someone called Dread Damien.
Well, that makes
Who
sense.
says, gave me a little bit of a shit sandwich here. They say, love the show. Was very disappointed to hear some off-color Trump derangement in the last episode. Please keep the politics out of an otherwise excellent show. That's a shit sandwich. So you got good stuff at either end and shit in the middle. So, Dread Damien, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Any thoughts at all?
Well, it's 1974, so
Well,
Who's Trump?
specifically, yeah, exactly. Specifically, they are referring to my joke when I said I would be a necromancer in D&D in real life. I would go around resurrecting people, except for Trump, who I would just let die, because I don't resurrect stupid, terrible people. That's all.
Can you resurrect people?
Necromancer?
No, you.
Oh, not in real life. No, this was a suppositional thing.
So this
No, he's
has
just a
nothing to do with reality,
necromancer.
then, is what you're telling me.
Yes. And
okay.
I get it, but
Yeah.
people who are upset about politics entering into any kind of conversation,
Yeah.
Should try living in the real world.
yes, there is that. Politics is part of our life, whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to tune us out if you don't like the color of our jib, the cut of our jib, or the color. Well, Brian's jib is a weird color, but
I
keep telling you to
guess
see a
everybody
doctor
knows now.
about that.
and I'll also add. I'll also
It's
add
puce.
that puce. It's puce. It's we've done this since the beginning, guys. So if you listen to our podcast, we've interjected these sorts of things. We make no bones about
too.
our
It's not-
leanings, and so there.
Mhm.
That's all. So I'm sorry that you didn't appreciate that, but there's a lot of stuff in the world that you're not going to appreciate.
The sandwich was great, though.
The sandwich was great. The shit sandwich, I loved it, actually. I was like, thank you.
Mm.
Left a good taste in my mouth, if you know. All right. This show is brought to you in part by our generous fans and supporters on patreon.com/Lovecraft Tapes. If you want to support us, please do so there. Give us all your money, please. And we do have some thanks to dole out. I love some monies.
Dole it.
I'm going to dole it here. I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can.
Dole whip that motherfucker.
I'm doing this one in alphabetical order tonight because I sort of lost my my sorted list, and we're going to do
Don't
this.
but don't take over Hawaii in process.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Thank you to A.E. Jonesy, Amanda Power, Andrew Petty, Ba Tran, Barry Robertson, Benjamin King, Bifford, Boston Harbor Horror, Brindle Stubbs, Brownie Davis, Captain Vashton, Chainsaw Unicorn, Chris Parker, Daniel Caprone, David Winterman, Davinia Von Zarevich, Discordiant, Dom Driver, Elizabeth Grieve, Eric Phillips, Eric Zane, Atulia, not the number 5 one, but not the other ones. Yeah. Atulia.
Oh,
Yeah. Flix
that's really 1 through 4.
Yeah, 1 through 4, you did not support us, but 5, the best. Flix Capacitator, Frank Delventhal, Jordy Rose, Holden Nomans, Horst Draper, Huge Pie, I Got Walls on a Roof, Ineptus Astartes, James Brown, Yow, James Mayo, J.R., J. Clark, Jeff Howie, Jefferson Bell, Jeffrey Young, Jehovah's Thickness, John Caballero, could be Caballero, I'm not sure. John Konopasek, John May, John Scarcella, Justin Lovack, Casper Ryback, Kie, I think. Hi, Ravenwind
3 times.
Ravenwind Dragon, thanks for following us. Kie.
4.
Kevin C, Kevin G, Kyle Sherman, Little Rowan Plays, Liz Moonberry, Luke Corbin, Malambra 57, Marty Dixon, Matt's sister, literally, Matthew, Mick Cope, Mitch L, Nicholas Hutto, Oddity, Oldo Polkert, Ori Taco, Peter VDB, my buddy in beer, Phil Campbell, Phoenix Black, Prophet of Woe, Rich Pogue, all in caps. Ripley Iwan, Robert Jameson, Robert Lamb, Rolling Boxcars, Ruined Ashes, Ryan Hill, Surriton Wizard of Isinglass, Shane Stoley, Sean McConnell, Sheldon Warner, Shelley DM, that's pretty good, Smegmus Grundlegunge, Snow, Some Dude, Stephen Gregory, Steve L., The Frilled Shark, Tomas, and finally Wouter Vermeyen. Thank you guys. Thanks for all your moolah and support over these many, way too many years.
Yes.
Way too many.
That brings us to our announcement.
Yeah. Again, how many times have we announced our closure? It's time, once again, my friends, to take a quick commercial break. All right, let's roll some Sweet D. And, what am I doing?
Roll it.
I'm trying to roll it here. Ooh, I got a 52.
I got a 76.
All right, so it is Brian selling to Rosa Lupine. Rosa! All right, take it away, Bri. Sell away.
Oh, I'm good for today. Thanks.
Skip.
Do you have a hard time with having to be in multiple places at once?
Yeah, I do have a hard time with everything, really.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I have something that might help you. Have you ever heard of shroom juice?
Shroom juice?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you have to try it.
Ooh.
It is amazing. I tried it last year, and I haven't been to more than one place since.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
Well, let me explain what it does.
Yeah.
You make 1 cup steaming hot. Once you drink it, you'll fall into the most peaceful sleep you've ever been in. And when you wake up, you'll realize that all of your woes are gone and you are everywhere
Whoa.
without having to go anywhere.
Wow. That sounds
Now,
awesome.
don't be alarmed if you maybe see somebody that looks similar to you walking past your home.
Oh,
Or if,
yeah, no.
oh, you're good with that. Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you this first cup for free. Oh, those damn flies. Always on my
Mhm.
eyes.
Yeah. Just don't know what those
Here.
flies are about.
Drink
Okay.
drink up. It's so good and relaxing. Join me.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master, I will join you.
All right.
Shroom juice.
Shroom juice available now at Ronco, $9.99 a 6-pack. Look for your local pharmacy. Fat. And we're back.
Woo!
If you were to
Woo.
pitch a competitor for that product tender service,
Ooh.
what would it be called, and how would you improve upon the original?
Hmm.
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 Fungus flakes. And it's like a treatment for your dandruff. You put the flakes in and people will think, oh, you have dandruff. No, it's just fungus flakes.
Hmm. Well, I think I would go with a juice shroom,
Mm.
and it would make you go nowhere ever again.
One and done.
Oh,
That's how they like them nowadays, don't you know?
Hmm.
Matt?
Matt?
You know, I'd probably I'm not sure what it would be called or what form it would take, but it would run on proprietary blockchain technology.
Well, I would...
The board
Everything
apes?
needs to be on the blockchain these days,
Yeah.
don't
For
you
the
know?
biggest return.
Blockchain. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I would improve the original by cutting the time it takes to work by half and then doubling the time you get to enjoy it. Of course, the name would be Unplug and Play.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like
Right?
it.
Right? Unplug and
like it.
Play. So good.
Mm.
All right. Before we begin, let's review your investigator journal. Let's take a peek at that. So,
Ooh.
for everyone in the chat and listening at right now, we're looking at a what is this called? A Jamboard, a Google Jamboard, and we have a series of mysteries that they've uncovered and the clues that they believe they've unearthed. No deductions yet, so I don't see any green where you guys are.
Cool. We didn't lose any points, you guys.
putting you're not putting forth any theories, right? Do you have any theories? I know Kyle does.
Oh, Kyle does, huh?
Well, it's aliens. He's been saying it for
clearly, man.
4 episodes.
Aliens.
Kyle, why don't you put that in there? Under everything, just write alien 7 times.
Yeah, just write like a big,
Alien.
make it a big square aliens. Like,
Everyone's
right
dead. Yeah, so it's like, if you were to supposition that, then, how does that tie into where did the baby goat go? What was that loud
Aliens.
sound after midnight? You
Aliens.
kind of want to start zoning in on those things.
Aliens.
And
Just
what
those
does
two
it
things?
have to do? How can you tie it? How can you tie it up? Essentially. So the only new things I see on here are duplicating goats. And by that, I think you mean the things that you guys uncovered at the
Yes, absolutely.
or
Let's do it back, duplicate.
is it duplicating goats exclamation point or is it a question mark?
No, it's because when we saw it, we were like,
Duplicating
goats.
Okay, so then I think I added or maybe someone else did. But you basically have 2 things that have naked people with fused together eyes came out of hot springs and then came out of hot springs, so you can probably get rid of that one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think.
I also added something under Uncle John. Like, does
Okay.
he know
Uncle
what's
John.
going on? Does
Duplicates.
he know about the duplicates and the mushrooms?
Oh.
Are
What
they
would be
tied
the-
together?
Yeah, what would be the clue for that? Why
I
do
don't
you
know.
why do you think that?
Because I'm speculating.
Because he's upset? Is that's
Yeah.
the clue? The clue would be
He was upset about
You're
going into the
speculating?
woods.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and now that we've gone into the woods and what we have seen, does he know about it?
Okay, so then that would be
Written it in a whole sentence, but you
Yeah,
can't read it.
you say the clue
So-
is upset about duplicates and mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be the clue. Like, you think that he is
Right.
upset because
Okay.
Of what we saw and experienced. Yeah.
okay. Does that
So
track with
Maybe
you?
he knows something.
I'd like to question him about that, or all of us, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
Not my uncle.
except for Kyle knows that at this point.
Gotcha.
Right.
Even though the players
I don't
do.
know that Kyle's told
Right.
us.
This
players
is for
do.
the players, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it's for you guys. So
Yeah,
so
okay.
like Ben wouldn't go to Kyle and say,
Oh, yeah.
blah,
That's why
blah,
I
blah,
said
because
Kyle should.
Yeah, Kyle.
I have a
would be-
theory.
Yeah.
Kyle, get with it.
Sorry.
My
You know what?
theory is the government did it. It's about as
Well, we're
Free
close to a
form is
military
alien.
base, so it could
Yeah.
be military experiments. That could be. But I'm only putting it down if I know it. You know what I mean? I know
Mhm.
theories
Right.
aren't supposed to be
Yeah.
that, but that's how I
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah,
Put
no,
it
I
down
just
when I have more info.
I just changed deduction to deduction theory. So if you have
Okay.
theories, there's no harm in
Okay.
tossing them out there.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
kind of what I would do is just
Okay.
like duplicate one of these guys. No, yeah, you don't want to drag that. You kind of want to drag the main one. So get rid of those tiny guys. And so then I would just change this, and I'd say government involvement,
yeah.
Aliens, nice.
right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, and what you can do is, you can resize if you want to, or just right click on any of the other ones and duplicate. And
I
you can
wonder what
change
Kyle
the-
thinks it is.
Yeah, aliens.
Aliens as big as the entire page.
Okay.
Aliens like
About government,
Over
it's
everything.
So-
are we considering military and government the same thing?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
Okay,
Yeah,
like government?
you could change it,
Yeah.
Bri, if you want to. It's up to you.
Okay.
If you feel more
I
comfortable.
would think military.
Just
Just 'cause
double-click
we're
it
close
and
to a
change it.
military
Yeah.
base. Yeah.
Just because, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was
It's hard
trying to
to type
think,
with this
like,
microphone,
the
please.
usual thing is like, power plant or something,
Mhm.
leaking into the water
Right.
supply or something.
Mhm.
But I can't think of anything near here.
But they could have been experimenting with something
Right.
and
Like
then
aliens.
knowing side effects happen. Like maybe they're making
Something could have got out of the
mushrooms.
lab.
They're making mushrooms
an
to help
alien.
the
Yeah.
soldiers to be able to plant them and eat them in any environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have nourishment and be like in the middle of a desert and they'd still grow. And oops,
Yeah.
this happened. Oops, all mushrooms.
Mhm. Okay.
You know, so
Or they could be trying to make
Breakfast
super
cereal
soldiers. Or,
right.
yeah. Mhm.
Duplicates to fight for them.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. Got some theories. Let's see if they pan out. We're going to continue here. So now, dear investigators, we play Case 15, Tape 6, Speaking in Earth Tongues. Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. To those who pay attention to peculiar circumstances in the world, formerly hidden cracks widen to reveal mysteries better left unseen. After reuniting after church on Sunday, our three curious teenagers decide to explore the nearby hot springs, but are waylaid by the local bully. However, instead of a violent confrontation, an unexpected alliance is formed. Friendships are tested as fresh horrors arise from the mushroom-infested forest, and our investigators decide to divide and conquer. A creeping dread has bloomed in the sleepy burg of Las Cruces. Will someone put a stop to it? Or will this new life keep spreading unabated? Go away, Baton.
Master what?
Ben, you spent a lot of time looking at rocks. Pea-sized gravel behind your house, polished pebbles down by the river, massive boulders jutting from the sandy beach of the ocean, and even bricks that comprised your city's schoolhouse. It fascinated you how these solid structures formed over time and their interaction with the rest of life on this planet. A few years ago, you were scampering along a steep shale ridge to the south, on the hunt for hunks of lava after reading about cinder cones. The day was cold and breezy, so when a particularly harsh gust threatened to push you down the slope, you ducked into one of the wind caves to seek shelter. It was there you first saw a phosphorescent pink mold clinging for dear life in the craggy surfaces of the cavern. You instinctively reached out to touch it. It was soft and furry, like a caterpillar. A couple days later, the finger that came into contact with the fungus got a little red spot on it, which itched like crazy. Your mom put some kind of lotion she'd gotten at Herb's on the rash, and almost overnight it cleared up. You don't remember what the medicine was, but you do recall the medical condition. Dermatophytosis, otherwise known as ringworm.
Ooh.
And it looked the same as what you see on Rosa's neck right now. Rosa, you've spent a lot of time caring for farm animals. Chickens, feral cats, and of course, goats. By now, you knew exactly what goats looked like, what they smelled like, what they sounded like. On several occasions, you've had to assist your father with births and saw your fair share of biological defects and stillbirths. So you pride yourself on having a strong constitution for dealing with these things. But as you use the stick to clear away more hay from around the misshapen lump next to your family's unresponsive prized goat, you are overwhelmed with disgust. The thing bleats at you in protest. Its formless mass in roughly the same shape as Jezzy, but somehow unfinished. Familiar red-capped toadstools grow in a thin line on the ground between the two creatures, bridging the gap between them. Nearby, the other 3 baby goats nestle sleeping with other, smaller, ominous shapes, uncomfortably close to them, half hidden beneath the straw bedding.
That's not good.
Kyle, you've spent a lot of time slapping butts. It was one of those skills that either got you a congratulatory nod from the gym teacher or 2 weeks detention from the principal. You've slapped butts in sporting events, butts in the guys' showers and school after sporting events, and once even Margie Tanner's butt at the concession stand while waiting to buy a Slurpee during a sporting event. Sure, she gave you a black eye for the trouble, but it was worth it. However, you have to admit, slapping alien butts was a first. You weren't sure how to feel exactly. It seemed like a momentous achievement, but then again, you don't remember anyone giving out trophies for alien butt slapping. Unless it was some kind of intergalactic sporting event? That thought makes you smile as you stand in the forest with a bag full of mushrooms and itchy hands, as the murmuring behind you in the clearing seems to be getting closer, and Randy's voice ahead of you, just past that large clump of bushes, whispers in awe, "Dude, what the fuck is this?"
Guess you could say slapping alien butts was one small tap for man, one giant slap for mankind.
I was waiting for Jeremy to say, tune in next week for...
I know there's a lot of lead up. All right, so we're going to pick up with Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
I don't know. I'm like not looking at it. I'm going to go over and see what he's looking at real quick.
Excuse me.
Good,
So
man.
you move away
Thanks.
through along the forest floor, just a few feet, really. He's only like maybe 10 yards ahead of you, and push past the large clump of bushes to see Randy standing next to something you never expected to see in the woods. Less than 60 yards from where tourists and hikers have been soaking in the supposedly therapeutic waters of the natural soaking pools in the Gaviota State Park for decades, a massive rock juts from a patch of sundered earth. Its roughly egg-shaped bulk stands about 15 feet high and sprawls twice that in circumference, with a texture much like that of the pock-marked wind caves to the southwest. The color, too, is somewhat like that of cavernous stone, with a darker charcoal complexion, striated with emerald veins that seem to glow slightly, pulsing as if alive. But that could be a trick of the sunlight filtering through the leaves above. Near the peak of this obelisk is a massive crack, as if something had erupted from within. All around, the strange crimson-capped mushrooms sprout, thousands upon thousands, heavily concentrated at the base of the rock, as if protecting it like an army, and growing like the swath of a sword in the exact direction of the hot spring waters behind you. A miasma of sulfur fills your nostrils and tickles the back of your throat.
It was a good year.
So
It was
delicious.
a good year.
Dude, like, what?
Bruh.
Give you $1 if you go touch it.
Lick it.
Oh, $1? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. And Randy moves slowly, even maybe a little trepidatiously, towards the rock. Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
There it is. I needed a 60. I rolled a 32. That is a successful spot hidden.
Okay. So there's two things you notice. One, actually three things. As Randy moves through this tiny forest of mushrooms toward the rock, they almost part, anticipating his footfalls, and then close behind him, so that there is no record of his path toward the rock. The second thing you notice is Randy is not quite as brave as maybe you had expected him to be. He's actually trembling slightly as he approaches to within just a couple feet and holds out his hand to touch the rock.
Just gonna hear from behind him.
The last thing you notice is the sundered earth that you saw around the rock appears to have surged upward, as if the rock had come from the ground and not fallen from the sky.
Mole people.
And Randy reaches out his hand to touch, and as soon as his fingers get within about a foot from the surface, you begin to hear a loud keening sound coming from both behind you, back at the hot springs, and several dozens of yards. That sounds weird. 50 yards further on into the deeper forest. It sounds like nothing you've heard before. It's almost a high-pitched whistle that is coming from several sources and intertwining with one another tonally. And Randy freezes in place, his hand outstretched. He looks over his shoulder. Dude, what the fuck is that?
Look back, and I was just my arms and both my sides flapping them like small wings.
And you see Randy's brow furrow, and he gets this pissed off look on his face. $1, you said. And he slaps his hand on the rock. You hear a loud crack sound, a crackling noise, and you smell ozone in the air. The keening noise immediately stops. And then Randy falls backward, flat on his back, amid the mushrooms which quickly cover his body.
Just gonna go really wide-eyed and then immediately turn and start sprinting back out of the forest.
All right. I think at this time, we may want to. Well, okay, we'll leave you there sprinting, and we'll go to the other guys, and we'll see. So
you're just running in place until we get back.
Exactly. So Ben,
I'm not going anywhere, man.
You see this ringworm on Rosa's neck, and Rosa, you see this patch of mushrooms connecting Jezzy to this thing that appears to be becoming Jezzy, as well as the 3 lumps next to the other baby goats. So have at it.
Hey, Rosa.
Yeah.
There's something on your neck. I think it's ringworm.
Oh, ringworm.
Is it itchy?
I don't remember. Jeremy, is it? Yeah.
Oh, great! Shattered my illusion.
Who's Jeremy?
God.
You're not here, Kyle. You're running in place.
Yeah.
I had something like that a couple years ago. My mom put a cream on it, and it was okay in a day. But I don't know if these are normal mushrooms. I'm really worried here.
I don't think they're normal either. Like, look at this. Look at this, and I'll point to the baby goat thing, and I'll be like, look at this thing. It looks sort of like Jezzy or something. But
maybe we should move the other goats away, because I don't want them to get hurt.
I wonder if yeah, it looks like it's becoming her or something.
Yeah, this is really weird.
Let's move the others away.
Okay, you get Jesse, I'll get the little ones.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a pitchfork and throw it to him, or just hand it to him.
Ben is impaled onto the side of the barn.
What did I do wrong?
Farmer.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna give him the pitchfork that's sitting up against the fence. So I'll take my stick and you take your pitchfork, and I'll go to one of the babies and try to brush the hay or the straw off the babies and the things that are next to them. Yeah.
Okay. So you use the stick to uncover the lumps, and it's the same situation. There are 3 lumps, each of which have a line of red-capped toadstools growing in the soil, as forming a sort of bridge between them and the actual baby goats. Go ahead and give me a spy hidden, Rosa.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, 41 over 25. I failed.
Okay. Yeah, so it appears that these lumps are, you're not even sure what they are. They appear to be unformed, but they don't even look like goats, these little ones.
Don't touch them, Ben. Just try to take the pitchfork and move them away. Maybe we should even take the lump things and get them out of here.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Do you have a
I think
a
there's
place where
pitchfork.
a burn pile or something?
Yeah, there's a burn pile outside the fence.
Okay.
So just dump it over the fence, and then we'll I don't know, move them over there with the pitchforks.
Okay. I'm going to slowly put the pitchfork underneath the first small lump.
Okay.
And being as gentle as I can, not knowing what it is, and lift it slowly and put it over the fence and just turn the pitchfork to drop it. Not stabbing it.
Sure. Sure.
Not throwing it at Rosa.
Throw that pitchfork.
Thank you.
I'm going to scoop up the monster and throw it at her. All right. So Ben, Rosa, you watch as Ben gently, carefully, cautiously slips the tines of the pitchfork into the soil beneath the lump, and then gently lift upwards. As he does so, you see tendrils that had clearly been growing underground in the soil leading from it. Ben, you see this as well?
Okay.
So you're hoisted the lump a few inches off the ground right now when you notice this.
By seeing that, I'm going to have like a, no pun intended, knee-jerk reaction and like lift up and pull back at the same time. Like I want to get away from it, but I'm not thinking of the thing on the end of the pitchfork. I'm thinking of myself, which is to get away. So I'm going to take a step back, but with the pitchfork and the lump on it.
Okay. Give me a dexterity roll, please.
Okay. I needed an 80. I rolled a 39. That's hard. It's
All right.
hard.
So you do that. You raise up the pitchfork, and as you do, the tendrils burst from the ground, lifting up along the same path as the red-tipped toadstools until you see
IRL.
until you see where they connect to the actual baby goat.
Okay.
Are they moving by themselves, or they just appear to be?
They
like,
appear to be connective
limp?
tissue.
Okay.
Rosa, what is this?
So I have a question, Jeremy,
Sure.
because I know things about mushrooms that I'm pretty sure Rosa does not know.
Mm-hmm.
So I have. I'm
Shroom
trying to
juice.
think what.
That's called
trying to think
metagaming. We
what-
want to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
gotta
trying
play
to
your
I'm
character.
trying to figure out what she would know.
Well, all you have to do is look at her skills. She does not have much in the way. Even though she's born on the farm and all that, your natural world is not great.
Yeah.
That would be probably the thing that I would point to. Unless you had taken a skill that was specifically the study of mushrooms and, or fauna or something like that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's reasonable for me to think of mushrooms sort of as plants, which they're not. But
They're not,
probably
but
would.
she would. A teenager would. Yeah.
Yeah, and so plants have roots. So the idea that mushrooms sort of have roots would probably be okay.
I like that jump, that leap. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
So-
basically. So, well, tell me what you're trying to assess with this supposition.
I think the lump is a piece of fungus.
Okay, gotcha. So you think it might be just an extension of the toadstools in essence?
Yes, I think.
Okay, I would say that that's a bit of a stretch. I would say I would think like you would need study of mushrooms to do that. But I mean it's still a natural world, and you got 10% of that. You got the base, so you're welcome to make a roll on that if you like.
Yeah,
Can't
I
hurt
will.
anything.
I'll just try it.
I should probably roll that as well.
I will say since it's her.
Oh yeah.
I would say that that she should do it. And I've been thinking about this lately, and I kind of don't want to do too many duplicates. Like, oh, she failed, I want to do it. That
right?
Yeah.
It rests on her shoulders because she thought of it first.
You know what I should have done is I should have done it first.
Yep.
Having be the pitchfork, but I was in a panic.
Yeah.
Seeing it connected.
That's fine. So feel free to roll that natural world.
Yeah, I failed it at 50 over 10.
Oh, I did not see it pop up here.
Oh yeah, I
My
see.
bad.
It's at the bottom.
I gotta reload it.
Scroll it. 122 to the AK.
Thanks. Roll 20.
Right.
All right. Hang on a second.
Stupid free service that allows us to play it.
Yeah.
Free.
What do you think you are? You're not my dad.
How dare you?
I throw roll 20 on the ground. All right. So that was a failure. So I would say Rosa just cannot make heads or tails of what's actually going on here.
Okay.
So,
But I do think I mean, she would yell at Ben. Oh no! Get rid of it. Just throw it out of the it out of the pen.
So I'm gonna yeet it. I'm launching this thing. Rosa, I'm already panicked because I see the tentacle or the tendrils. So I'm going to. Rosa's gonna say, "Get rid of it." And I'm gonna get rid of it and yeet it right out of into the middle of the yard.
All right. It's not really a throw. What'd you think, Matt? How about just like a strength check?
I feel like, what you're trying to do, you're more just trying to get rid of something quickly.
Yeah, let's say
I feel like
strength.
throw is a little more targeted.
Yeah.
I
needed a 50. I rolled a 90. That's kind of fitting though for the panic that I'm in.
Yeah, I would say
Comes straight
Ben
back
is
and hits you in the face.
Ben's a kind
really
of a
hope
natural
he doesn't
coward.
throw it at me.
Yep.
Ben's like Don Knotts in any movie
Roll
ever.
for yeet.
And so you attempt to do what Rosa asks you and yeet this thing over the fence, but you are woefully unprepared for this.
We're doing great, Ben.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. I'm the sports guy around here.
And you realize too late that you're actually too far from the fence to even do a proper yeet because you're over by the barn. So you do your best, and two things occur. Yes, you hear weird sort of bow twang noises as the tendrils disengage from the baby goat, which deflates like a dodgeball that had been pierced.
Wait, when you say baby goat, do you mean
I mean the actual baby goat it was attached to. Yeah. And the creature, the lump that you yeeted,
it's lump.
essentially just slips from the pitchfork, rolls on the ground, and then unfurls and stands upright, wobbling slightly. And it looks like the worst nightmare baby goat you've ever seen. Patches of fur, one eye malformed, its tongue lolling from its mouth. And of course, that one eye is unblinking. I'm going to need both you guys to roll sanity, please.
Why? We've seen this every day of our lives.
To think I'm just in the woods.
Is so
having a
normal.
grand old time.
I needed a 39. I rolled a 19. That's hard.
Wow. I rolled a 99.
That's pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Rosa's not having a good time of it.
And Rosa had a 79. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, but that makes sense because, like, I'm attached to these goats.
Yeah.
Yes,
it does.
exactly.
So, like, they're my goats.
And,
as long as you're not physically attached to them, like that mushroom thing was.
Yeah, no, I'm not like bonded to them with the mushrooms.
So, and of course, Rosa got to see in close-up proximity the baby goat literally deflate. So all of that is going to be a D4, please.
Oh boy!
Don't I just
a D for what?
If I fumble?
It's not a fumble.
Nope.
Technically, it's not
because
a fumble.
I'm over 50. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm only requiring a D4.
Yeah.
Yes.
A D for what?
A D4.
These nuts. Oh.
I need a D4
for these nuts.
Okay, so not bad.
Nice.
You take a point, and Ben does not take a point.
I was gonna say,
for whatever reason, I don't know why Ben doesn't take a point, but
probably because I'm so
he's a
focused
sociopath.
I'm more embarrassed about the pitchfork not being able to fling it than I am.
You're more embarrassed that I might have seen you like epic fail at the pitchfork.
Yes.
Just at a distance out of the woods, you throw like a girl.
And then bark, bark, bark.
Yes.
All
As
right.
he's running in place.
So,
In the meantime, I'm just like frozen, staring at
yes.
the like
Okay.
deflated baby goat.
All right.
Nice.
So we're gonna say Rosa is frozen in place. That's a good reaction, I think.
Let it go.
Let it go. And yeah. So let's switch back to Kyle real quick.
Hey,
That's a
Kyle.
good spot to switch back to Kyle. So Kyle, you're hoofing it, huh?
No pun
Heck yeah.
intended.
Heck yes, you are. Okay, so I think at this
Gross
stage,
hooves.
what we're gonna need from you,
Oh,
Whoa,
you
whoa.
take off all your clothes.
This is a family show.
Yeah, that's why I said
It's
take it.
getting
We'll all take off our
wacky.
clothes. Let's go. Let's just
family.
It's Strip Cthulhu.
strip Cthulhu
Everyone's favorite new family game, Strip Cthulhu.
from Hasbro. All right.
Yeah.
The Atlanta division of Hasbro.
Hashtag sponsor us.
The Atlantis version. All right. So Kyle, I'm gonna need a stealth from you to avoid a chase. How's that?
I needed
Oh.
a 40. I rolled an 86. That is
All
a
right.
failure.
So then we are going to go into a chase sequence.
Who's chasing him? The mushrooms?
God damn it.
Yeah. Chase.
My drive auto is terrible.
Chase is not great. All right, so let's get you situated
Bank
here.
of America isn't much better, let's be honest.
All right, so Kyle, you don't have a great
Dead.
move rate, do you?
No. I have a 7.
Ooh, shit. I think they're gonna catch you.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's
Let me double check
they?
something.
Do we know what
Kyle
they
is-
No, he hasn't
Yeah.
told us.
Okay.
Yet.
He's
Okay.
a big kid, but he's still in that awkward, doesn't quite know how to control all of his limbs phase
Yeah,
of growing up.
He's a sprinter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not a long distance guy.
Not a shower.
Oh yeah, he was on the track team, but you know,
Yeah. Okay.
anybody gets on
Yeah.
the track team, so
Let
that's
me-
Well,
not saying
football,
much.
you don't need to run.
All right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take-
exactly.
You need
double check in my chase rules here. So each participant makes a con roll. Success, no change to move rate. If you get an extreme, you get +1 to move rate. A failure is a -1 to move rate. So why don't we start there with a con roll?
Just get extremes. There you go.
Not quite. I needed a 70. I rolled a 17, which is hard,
All right. So
but
that
not
is
extreme.
yeah. That's no change to move rate. So what I'm going to do is roll my D Hondo. And that is actually a fail. So
Did
that
you
puts them
send
on
it
par
down?
with you. So yeah, it's going to be an actual chase then.
Okay.
Because
We're going full Scooby Doo here.
yep, full Scooby Doo. So I'm going to go pop out my
In and
chase
out of different
sequence
spots in the trees.
Yeah.
here.
At
Yeah.
Those-
some point, I
those
end on the
black-
back of one of
those
the
black
mushroom
dots are
creatures,
actually
and we both
doors.
look surprised.
Hey, Kyle, ask
Yeah.
what's chasing you.
Well, he doesn't know
Yeah.
yet. He doesn't know.
No.
Just glance.
All he knows is something is chasing him.
Stop and say, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Because he can hear underbrush crackling. And yeah, so you left Randy there, which is, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he
It's
did.
Randy.
Damn it,
Let me grab.
Randy.
I'm going to go ahead and
And
grab.
if he's not dead, it's Randy. So who the fuck cares?
It's Randy. All right, I'm just going to grab a visual aid. Excuse me. Oh, let's do this one. I'm just going to do this. All right, I'm going to just use this random thing to represent.
Oh, I wonder what that
Chasing you?
is.
Huh. I wonder what that could be.
So that'll be them basically, and we're going to start you off basically 2 ahead of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you have the same move rates and dex order. What's your dex currently?
50.
50. Holy shit! That's
We're
pretty
going to
bad.
give you 3 paces ahead of
Yeah,
them?
yeah. So they're actually going to have the ups on you. They're going to go before you do.
They're going to kill you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all participants have 1 move action for every move above the slowest participant, which basically they just have 1 move action. But of course, then you're going to be encountering some issues, most likely.
Yeah. Kyle, I'd offer you a goat to ride on, but
But oh shit!
It's not air.
they're a
But-
little, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
We need that rock pump.
inflated the goats.
Hey, Matt, you ready to play Herb?
It's Deflate Gate, but for
Herb,
goats.
Herbs.
Deflate.
Yeah. Who are you going to play next?
All right.
Oh.
So,
man.
so basically we have blah, blah, blah.
Tune in next week to see who my next character is.
Thanks for listening to Case 15, people.
Okay. So they're going to use one move action to move forward one. Your turn.
I'm gonna use my move action to move forward.
Move back 2.
All right.
I'm gonna move backwards and confuse them.
All right.
Suddenly I'm behind them and they just don't know what to do because
And they're going to move forward, and then it's your turn.
Serpentine.
And of course, you can your actions can be you can fight, you can cast a spell, you can you can do other things rather than move if you want.
Leviosa.
I'm going to continue to just panicked scramble forward, and at this point, I'm going to just like blindly chuck the bag of mushrooms that I'm holding behind me.
Okay, leaving the mushrooms behind. Awesome. All right. So what you've encountered your first issue, and in this case, it's going to be
An alligator in the road.
alligator in the road. Whatever you do, we're going to need a drive roll from you. No.
God damn it!
God, not again.
I'm not old enough to drive.
Roll drive at disadvantage.
Son of a bitch. So this is going to be a. We're going to say it's a patch of the mushrooms, which appear to be rising from the ground as if they are one sentient being attempting to block your path forward. It's almost like a football drill. So I'm going to need you to. This is just going to be a dex to avoid that. Otherwise, you're going to plow straight into them.
I needed a 50. I rolled an 18. That's a hard success.
All right. So you've gone ahead and moved ahead then. So no problem there. They're going to move ahead one. And I assume you're going to move ahead the next one.
Yeah.
And they're going to move ahead. And
isn't this a really great chase, guys?
It is great. So your next thing is going to be you've looped back around to where the hot springs is located, and there are no people. Thankfully, they've all sort of looped around and started coming at you from the deeper woods. So you enter the hot springs clearing, and you can see the trailhead just in front of you. But it's quite muddy here because of the hot springs. And part of the ground has given way. You're going to need a jump to clear that baby.
Nobody knows how to jump.
I'm white. I can't jump.
He's white. He can't jump.
I needed a 40. I rolled a 51, which is a failure.
Spend the luck.
That's so close.
I don't think you can spend luck. Let me see.
You can if I say so.
So we know you can't push.
Yeah.
I'm double checking here.
I don't know about chases.
No pushed rolls. I guess you could spend the luck. I don't see anything.
Save your life. I mean, spend the luck.
Blah, 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 blah. Perform the... So you have the opportunity to spend 11 luck if you don't want to.
How much luck do you have?
If you don't want to die,
43.
Jeremy.
But who's to say I'll die?
The keeper. He'll let you know.
Now you got 32, man.
It's up to you.
I'm not going to spend it. I'm just going to let it stand.
Okay, please roll D3.
Not even a G. Okay, I have to find the custom because
You can do that. You already rolled D6 and divide by 2 is fine too.
Yeah.
Or you can do dish.
Yep.
What's it do?
Ah, doesn't like that syntax. Never mind.
Okay, so that'd be a
it's
2. So you're going to move ahead, but you're going to lose 2 actions. And during those 2 actions, he's going to move up right behind you. And then you manage to attain your footing just as you see the bushes around the hot springs begin to rustle and something pressing in from all sides, multiple entities. You can see the face of Jennifer Olmos, your teacher, pushing through the leaves, unblinking, staring.
You
at
mean Jennifer almost?
Jennifer
Almost.
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 Go ahead and roll me a sanity
Almost
for
human.
that, please.
No hands. Almost.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 63. That is a failure.
Oh, damn it.
So you're going to take 1 point of sanity damage. And please tell me what your involuntary reaction is going to be.
The momentary thought of, hey, hot teacher, this should be exciting. Secondary
Naked
thought
hot
of, oh,
teacher.
wait. Yeah, exactly. It should be exciting.
Go slap
Oh,
her butt
wait.
again.
Yeah. That moment of, do I? And then I remember the weird fused limbs and immediately just retch and vomit on the ground in front of me as I'm still trying to like blindly run down this trail.
Ooh, stomach acid. That repels mushrooms, right?
Right? All right. So you go ahead and move forward one as you can see and hear behind you these creatures, and they begin that high keening wail again. And we're going to go ahead and take you to the last, just before the ending here. And you remember that?
What's Jeremy going to throw in?
See you later, fuckers.
Do you remember that branch that had the spider webs on it?
No, I don't.
Oh, shit.
What branch?
Yeah, that's you're kind of looking behind you, screaming, "See you later, fuckers!"
See you later, you fuckers.
And yeah, all too late, you see you're coming up on that self-same branch, which is hanging over the trail now as you're padding down it. And so this would be, I'm trying to think of a new thing to give you here. We already did Dex, we already did Jump. So this would be...
Do a dodge, right?
Yeah, let's do a dodge. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's not.
I know it's not great, but how about a nice dodge?
Yeah.
I needed a 25 and
He
I
starts
rolled
to
a
fight them.
60. That's a failure.
Ooh.
All
Same
right.
thing.
So
Gets clotheslined.
Gets close. Oh yes, perfect. Nice clothesline. Slap. It hits you right
Poor Kyle.
underneath the chin. You.
I love
make
it.
I do a
that.
full rotation around the branch before I hit
Yes.
the ground.
Well,
like in the
let's
cartoons.
do two rotations. Like kind
Ooh.
of Daffy
My
Duck,
feet continues to run.
bonk, and you land face
Cartoon.
down in
It's a cartoon.
the dirt. And the creature moves forward and reaches toward you. And it's Jennifer Olmos in the front of the pack of these creatures. And I'll give you one last thing because you've already made it to the finish line. But in order to avoid
Getting
Give me a
touched in
second
your
here.
no square.
exactly no touching.
Pull out my
no
whistle.
touching. Let's do
She just reaches out and boops you on the nose. Boop.
Ringworm.
yeah. Let's make it easy and let's just do a Dex. That makes sense for you.
I needed a 50. I rolled a 36. That is a success.
All right. So you manage to scooch underneath the branch, pull it back as you are leaving, and then slap it directly into her face.
Nice.
She doesn't react at all, but she is presumably stunned to some.
She also does the thing.
Yeah, that's what you get for failing me on that one math test.
This is what you get, and you run pell-mell down the trail. It's about 20 feet from your bike when you realize the branch had actually cut your chin, and you have blood just dripping down the front of your shirt. Take a point of damage, please.
Dude, that's so metal. Chicks
And
dig scars, you know.
And we'll go ahead and as you mount your bike, we'll
Whoa
pick up
We're a
with
family show.
with Rosa and Ben. So
We're adults.
So you guys are there in the farm pen,
We are?
seeing these atrocities.
Hmm.
I think I'm probably just gonna bolt. Like back towards the house.
Rosa,
Oh,
Rosa!
is it
Rosa!
Ben? Come on!
Catch this!
Think fast.
Is the thing between me and the house, or is it like?
No, it's actually closer to Ben. It's still standing in the middle of the enclosure, just in the field. So it's not your way. It's not your way. Definitely not.
Okay, I am going to scream for Ben to follow me. Come, let's run to the house.
I saw all this happen, correct? I saw it like unfold and stand up. Okay. I'm going to freak out and instinctively I'm going to throw the pitchfork at it. Like not aiming, just like
either way, give me a throw. Throw's a throw.
A throw pillow, maybe? Roll for sewing?
I need a 50. I rolled a 97. That's a success
you
at
are
failing.
lucky you have a 50.
In this case, you overcorrect, and it goes sailing over the fence into the woods.
Nice. What kind of farm is this?
And then about
Ben, our pitchfork.
Like 2 minutes later, you hear. No.
2 minutes, damn! I got an arm on me.
Well, 50. You
Yeah,
have a 50
wow.
for throw. Shit.
Okay. I'm stumbling back and I'm running towards Rosa, towards the house, I'm assuming. Just following as close as I can, keep checking over my shoulder.
I'm gonna assume Rosa got there before him, and I'm gonna like hold open the front.
Lock the door.
Yeah. And guys,
No, I'm
Who has
holding
the
it
higher
open.
move rate?
no need for assume. Just say,
Yeah.
this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm holding open the door. I'm only gonna lock it when Kyle shows up.
Or
When I
Ben.
show up,
Or Ben.
No, when Kyle shows up, I can come in.
Oh, we don't know Kyle's
Yeah.
No,
coming
I know,
back.
it's a joke.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I just automatically feel a surge of energy through my body, and I know what these are, and I know how to kill them.
And
You said
your
just
hair
go with
gets
it, right?
blonde and spiky.
Yep. And I start going,
He's over
You start
9,000.
screaming. And that's the end of the episode.
I scramble into the house as fast as I can, and
Yeah.
on the verge
No,
of
you're still
hyperventilating.
screaming, man. It's going to be at least 4 more episodes before you finish screaming and get into the house.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you get in the house.
After Kyle Ben gets in, I'm gonna close it, slam the door. I'm gonna lock it. And I think I'm gonna run for the kitchen. And actually no, I'm gonna run for like a broom closet.
Oh,
Okay.
That's where
There's
they
a
keep the
broom
guns.
closet in the hall, like next to the kitchen, and so I'm gonna run to the broom closet and go and grab a broom, and I will hold out. I'm gonna hand Ben a mop. I'm gonna be like, "Hey,
A were
use
mop?
this to keep
Were
him away from him." Yeah, a were mop.
Oh, God, not the werewolf!
Mm-hmm.
Rosa, what happened to the goat? What happened to it?
I don't know, Ben. I don't know, but we have to keep them away from us, and these will help us. I don't know, keep some distance or something.
Where's your dad? Where's your mom?
I don't know, Ben. And Rose I burst into tears. I'm like,
Are they supposed to be
"Sure."
here?
I
Tell you they did.
it's Sunday,
was
right?
that?
So Dad could be in Lompoc, but I don't know.
He could
And
be in the
then-
ground.
Parents.
Gee,
We're
thanks.
looking for Rose's parents. Tell you they did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The last place I saw them was the church. So I
Yeah.
guess we could go looking at the church. Your mom was at the church too. Ben.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah.
right? So we could
Should
go.
we sneak out the back and try to circle around? I don't
Do you
really know
think-
what your farm looks like. It's got a forest and fencing and
A
huge
driveway?
mowing areas. It's got gravel.
It's just the Stardew
Yeah.
Valley Forest Farm layout.
I kind of assumed the pens were up north of where that little the little green place
Men
is.
are aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
They are. So I guess we could go. I don't know. We can sneak around.
Let's just go to the
building
interstate
in
and
some
hitchhike.
direction.
Let's get out of this place.
We don't know what's happened to Kyle though. We should
True.
figure out, Ben. We should figure out what happened to Kyle.
If only there was a way to think about what happened to Kyle.
Oh yes. I totally forgot about that.
Oh,
Oh,
we can use
only
we
there
can
was a
use
way.
we can use the I don't know if we call it the reach or if it's just called the reach. I'm gonna call it the reach.
yeah.
We can use the reach to see where he is, to see if we
Oh.
can figure out where he is.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
How do we do it?
So what is your theoretical hypothetical skill in the reach?
I have 40.
I
Wade.
have 80. So we're
Holy schnitz.
I think we'll probably use mine.
As I'm getting ready to say, we should reach out to him. Rosa, take it away.
Yes.
I just
So I'm
go,
gonna roll.
Rosa,
I'm
take
gonna roll
it
for
away.
reach.
Before we, okay, that's fine.
Oh,
That's fine.
sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
But just explain what that looks like to the audience when you attempt this. What are you doing with your body and mind?
I just stand still and I scrunch up my eyes and like I have my arms to my sides. I just look like I'm concentrating really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm holding I'm holding my broom like you shall not pass.
Nice.
And
fly, you fools.
yeah. So I just look like I'm trying to think of something really hard. Sorry, Skippy. And I don't remember how it goes, the points down or up or whatever.
Yeah, so let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. They have a second sight. Power roll from the recipient. Okay, that's what skill checks can be performed once per day. Let me find those particulars for the reach. Hang on a sec. The reach. Here we are. I wanted to keep some of this a little secret from you guys, so you don't know exactly how it works.
Wow.
So in this case,
course.
you had a 80.
Rolled a 47
Mhm.
on an 80.
Okay, so that is a normal success, regular success.
Yes.
So in this set, you get a general sense of the location and direction. So in this instance, you know that Kyle is in the woods, and he is
Naked.
approximately in the direction south of you.
Okay.
That's all you know. You don't know distance.
Can I spend on this?
You mean
Spend luck?
spend luck? Because
Yeah.
you'd only need 7 to make it a hard. Is that right?
Yes.
Right.
Is that what you're thinking? How much
That was
luck
what I
do you
was
have?
thinking. I have 45.
Ooh. It is. Let me check and see if I had any rules on that.
I'm included on this, right? Or is it she just reaching out to him?
She is reaching out.
I think at this point it's just me. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Reach out and touch someone.
I would
Mhm.
say. What do you
I
guys
reach out
think?
and touch
I'll
Ben.
leave it up to you guys. Can luck be used to bolster this?
Can luck normally be used on a power roll? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
I think so. I think a characteristic roll it can be like. So if you roll dexterity, I think you could both.
Science. If you roll science, you roll stealth. You can use luck. Yeah,
those are
skills,
skills, Bride, not characteristics.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I leave it up.
Isn't the reach considered a skill or no?
Well, kind of. Yes, it's a shared
Okay.
power, is how I put it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I have it listed under skills.
Which is fine.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because it makes it easy to roll, Bri.
Yeah,
So, but I leave it up to you.
Hmm.
Do you vote to say yes? Luck can be used.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a straight power roll, so
Okay.
Right.
I think yeah.
All right. I'm going to add that addendum. Then luck can be used, and so now it's up to
Okay.
you if you want to use
Luck
some
will
luck.
be used. Oh,
7 points of luck minus from you, and you can
So
increase that to a
3.
hard success.
And that is a hard success.
Yep. And so hard success is to know approximately where the other investigator is. And in this case, you know that Kyle is right at the convergence of Hot Springs Creek Road. He's actually attained the trailhead at Graviota Park boundary near where you guys left your bikes.
Does
Mm-hmm.
can I sort of tell, like, if I concentrate for a while, can I tell that he's moving?
Oh, that
Oh,
no,
I
that
see.
you can't.
Yeah.
That you can't. Nope.
Okay.
it's like
You-
a flash, right?
It's a flash of like,
Yeah.
yes, this is his
Ah!
general surroundings.
Savior
Now,
of the universe.
we voted at the beginning
Yeah,
of this.
Queen plays in my head.
We voted at the end of at the beginning of this scenario that
Right.
Kyle now has the opportunity to do a power roll to know that he's being probed.
Oh, wow. I needed a 60. I rolled a 50. That's a successful power roll.
He went,
All right.
Yay.
So Kyle, you are as you mount your bike, you get the impression that Rosa is reaching out to you.
Woo!
You
Oh,
have
and-
no
Seat on again?
you have no idea as to direction,
Right.
any of that stuff. You get none of that. But you at least know that they are worried enough to reach out to you.
it's because we care.
And we'll
Mhm.
stick with Rosa and Ben for now.
Okay.
Okay. I think we should go to the church, Ben.
Yeah, we need to find some adults. Maybe the ranger even.
Yeah. Was he at the church when we were there?
He was near the church. He was in the town asking people if they've seen the
Okay, so
The
let's go into
students.
let's go into town and see if we can find someone.
I think we've seen the students. Ugh.
Yeah.
All
Well, we
of
can tell
them.
him that.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of them than we wanted.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah,
But we
never
also
eat-
know about the mushrooms. He wanted to know about the mushrooms too.
I'll never
so.
eat gherkins again.
The little ones.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mhm. The big ones are okay, but the little
Yeah,
ones are.
ooh,
no.
hey. Vlasic. Hashtag sponsor
Got
us.
that nice little crunch.
Hashtag still not sponsored.
Okay, let's get on our bikes and ride.
Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some fat bottom girls.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean I think we can leave the house from the other side of the house. We can leave the
Yes.
other side of the house.
Yeah.
So let's ride and like down to Gaviator Park boundary and
Right, my
over.
pretties.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not cutting anywhere. I'm
Got
just
it.
gonna
Yeah.
So you guys
Do
do
roads.
get out. You leave the house, get on your bikes, look around nervously. Maybe.
Yes,
I don't know. Is there
yes.
more flavor text we can add to that?
Mm-hmm.
As I'm going down the driveway, my head is on a swivel so much that I drive off the driveway and almost crash. And
I
I have
would
to
even-
swerve back up onto the driveway.
I would even not be surprised if I had to roll stealth because
Roll stealth. Okay, you
because
go.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to hide from the goats.
go ahead. Go ahead and roll
Those
stealth.
goats
I like that.
don't want those goats to find me.
I'm in panic
Alright.
pedal, so I'm just as hard as I can.
Yeah. But we have to get outside the house. Okay, well, I didn't roll stealth.
I
so
think I
don't
should
know.
roll sanity at this time. No,
All right. So Rosa needed a 20, rolled an 80. That's a fail. And so what
Yes.
happens is, as the two of you are leaving the house down the steps, Rosa completely forgets and lets the screen door slam in its frame back.
Yes.
And from the enclosure, you can hear several times.
Yeah.
And that's when you bolt for your bikes and tear out along the driveway towards the main road, and Ben nearly wipes out.
Yeah.
Maybe you do wipe out a little bit and get a bit of a skin knee like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Skinny.
No, I got it better. As I slip off, because the driveway is a little bit raised, gravel, my foot slips off the pedal and it whips around and hits me in the calf. The pedal does. It
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Rips some skin
Your
out
foot
of the
hits
back
you in
of
the
my
calf? That's so weird.
No, the pedal
Ooh.
does.
No,
the
the
pedal. Have you ever ridden a bike?
Yeah, I was thinking.
I thought his foot was like
picturing,
the-
how does your foot?
Yeah,
does
the-
your
the
other
foot-
foot
the
like
foot's
come
like
around
hit-
the other side?
The foot hits that branch. It goes. Cartoon
Just
foot.
my foot.
Cartoon foot.
The goat hits my foot. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you avert near crisis, near disaster, and continue along your way to Gaviota Park Boundary Road. Kyle, you are on your bike. Which way are you going, buddy?
Up.
Straight up.
What's your natural reaction here?
I'm going to go to the clubhouse. Just
Ooh, smart.
Nice.
spin that direction and just start pedaling as hard as I can back towards the clubhouse.
Okay, and so which way are you going to take? Because your house is right there, obviously. And I mean, you could cut through the woods or behind the school, or you could go downtown and then cut through. I'm just curious to know which route you are taking.
I'm gonna cut past my house through the woods in like the straightest line possible.
Got it. Okay, cool. So you pedal your little heart out. And let's see, your house. Yeah, as you pass your house, you see that your driveway is still empty. So your dad is still gone on his trip, probably for at least a couple more days. And of course, you immediately think of Uncle John and Aunt Emily.
Peru.
Is that her name? Aunt Emily?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name.
I think
Auntie
it was
M.
Emily, yeah.
Auntie M. And so you basically cut through, and as you are skirting the forest, every little furtive movement of a squirrel or a bird amid the trees gives you pause. You think these are the things that have been chasing you.
You done for.
Done for. And by the time you reach the clubhouse, you are drenched in sweat. You've had more than enough close calls for today.
I'm gonna
Come on,
scramble
just
up the
one
ladder
more.
into the clubhouse and then pull it up after me, and then go inside and just kind of collapse.
Don't touch my rock pump.
Well, go ahead and give me a spot hidden once you're in the clubhouse.
And then I'm going to start fondling Ben's rock pump.
Jesus.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 35. That's a success.
So you clamber up the ladder into the clubhouse, slam shut the security door, which is basically just a hatch, and scramble back on all fours, crab walking away from the closed hatch, and just allow yourself.
He grabs a knife.
Under the thief.
That's a fish
In
pee.
the corner is a huge mushroom. No.
You allow yourself to
It's
collapse.
the last of us.
Sweat just dripping off of you.
Ooh.
And your eye is immediately drawn to that shelf that Rosa set up. You remember the first time that you invited her to this clubhouse. I think Kyle probably would have found it before anybody else. Maybe you were the first one to find this location.
Yeah, getting away from his dad.
And of course, you know, someone's old clubhouse, you thought, what a great way to start our own clubhouse. Me, Ben, Rosa. And you gathered them there. And the first thing Rosa did was, we need to put a shelf up here and put some of our prized possessions up here. The curious things.
And
that
this
we find.
window needs some curtains. We need
We're
a
gonna need
chair
a
over
rug.
here. Yeah.
This rug really ties the room together.
Interior decorating.
Wayfair.com.
And you
Sponsor us,
remember,
Wayfair.
you remember Rosa being so excited about trophies that the three of you could decorate that shelf with things that you found and earned together as friends.
That hobo's ear.
And so you're looking across these things.
Gotta love that hobo ear.
And there's something that's not quite right there. And then you notice it. The ammo
Aliens.
round that you placed there yesterday, I think it was yesterday,
Yep.
is gone.
What the fudge?
Gertie. That's the last thought I.
Damn you, Gertie. Damn your eyes. All right, so
Gertie.
Ben and Rosa, you are on your bikes pedaling straight to where?
Rosa's
We're headed-
leading because I'm
Vaguely-
horrible on a bike.
Yeah, because he fell off the driveway. No, he kicked his own calf.
I kicked my thigh.
My ass. Ugh.
No, he did that thing where when you have to jog in gym class, you have to.
We
dust your
established
butt with
this.
your
It's
feet.
Yog. It's,
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna say
1974.
soft
It's
J.
Yog. All right, where are we headed, Rosa?
Well, I would like to go. I think I'm going to go to the church.
Okay, making a beeline to the
because
church.
that's where we found them, or we saw
Take
them
me to
last.
church.
Into the
Yeah.
church. All right, so yeah, you and Ben scramble madly to all the way to the church on your bikes, pedaling furiously, sweat drenched because it's now late afternoon and the sun is at its zenith and it's just pounding down. It's so hot.
Mhm.
And you notice some clouds are starting to move in, so it's becoming a bit humid too, which is kind of unusual
Ew. Gross.
for this time of year.
We don't see anything, do we?
No, actually,
go
as
down.
you move
We're
towards
blind.
the church, so the church is actually slightly away from downtown, so you don't really get to see that aspect of it. But you do pass by Mike's filling station, and you can see Mike is in there. Mike's like a grumpy old mechanic guy who owns the filling station, and he's not a very nice guy. He's got a weird accent. You don't really like hanging around him. You don't interact with him at all very, very much. So you do see him in there working on a car, swearing and drinking a beer. And you make your way to the church. The church is looks deserted. There's no cars or anything, but that's not unusual. You know that the pastor doesn't really own a car. She just gets around.
Jeez,
walking.
the pastor gets around.
Gets around, yeah. Pastor Nancy O'Connor, of course. You heard the sermon earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think my first movement would be to toss my bike and run inside the church looking for her. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Let's hope I don't throw like.
So, Rosa and Ben, what are you doing?
I'm following lead.
Okay.
I'm a follower at this
The
point.
two of you throw your bikes to the ground and race to the front of the church. Rosa, you have a moment where you think, oh shit, nobody's here. And the doors are going to be locked and you're going to be out here with whatever that goat thing was.
Yeah,
But
the goat man.
you grab the cold, reassuring handles of the church doorway,
Mm-hmm.
and it opens easily. That familiar waft of candles and incense and Jesus all comes out. just
Jesus
Smells
smells
like
like mothballs.
Jesus.
I'm
mothball.
gonna
Yeah,
turn
Jesus
this
is
back.
mothball.
Jesus smells like mothballs.
And-
Jesus smells like mothball.
And you go inside the
My new country
vestibule
song.
there.
And I
to the
walk in
church.
and immediately burst into flames. But
What
yeah,
a cliffhanger. And
so
yeah, so you hear your footfalls echo in the vestibule. And that's all. you hear.
looking for what Pastor O'Connor?
Yep, Pastor Nancy. She goes
Pastor
by
Nancy.
Pastor Nancy.
Okay, so I'm looking for Pastor Nancy. So I think I'm gonna run in and like yelling out Pastor Nancy, Pastor Nancy.
Okay. And Ben, you do anything different?
I'm going to push the door shut and kind of lean against it.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean against it. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Out of breath.
Mm-hmm. Breathing
Panting.
heavily.
Yeah.
And Rosa, you hear your voice echo throughout the church. Pastor Nancy, Pastor Nancy. My mother, my daughter, my mother, my daughter.
Come out, wherever you are.
And
Mhm. And that's when I cock my shotgun.
that is your only answer, is the echo of your words. Ben,
Tell you
as
they did.
you lean against the door, expecting at any moment that something is going to knock behind you, you notice the photos that you had neglected to see this morning posted on the corkboard in the vestibule. The exact same faces as those you saw at the hot springs. 2 men and a woman, matching exactly the Berkeley students who have gone missing.
The students at the
2 men in a truck.
work. 2 men and a baby.
Tune
Oh,
in next
lovely.
time as we play another reel of the Lovecraft Tapes.
I'm not tuning in.
Anything new there we heard? Any ideas for
Nope.
fermenting?
All the same. Still nothing closer as to where they came from for me.
Yeah.
But definitely scary as shit because they don't have to be fully developed to be functional, and I don't like that.
Right.
I thought
Because
interrupting the
one-eyed,
process would have.
one-horned goat purple people eater.
It probably
purple
could have
goat
killed
eater.
both of them, but at least they'd both be dead. But it did not happen that way. The deflation of the baby goat and then the formation of the lump into a goat, quotation finger. That's pretty scary because that means it could be anybody or anything. Could be these little
Yeah.
lumpy, nasty, scary things, creatures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only theory I have is the fungus theory, but
Aliens.
not why it's happening. Just
And not a weremop.
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah. What happened
Well,
to
it
that
could
mop?
look like a mop.
attacked me.
The
Attacked
Night
you.
of the Living Mops.
I like it. We have a whole series. Justin, you're on this, right? Jason?
Yep. Mike.
Bill,
Habib. So, guys, now
I'm
it's.
still on the aliens train.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, in a big way, I can
After
see.
that, yeah.
I thought you were on the mole people train.
Oh, yeah. What about mole people now?
Who's to say the mole
Oh.
people aren't aliens?
Ancient aliens that came here a long time ago.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. What's
We're
your thoughts about
speaking
the. Because
moles.
you got to see, like, up close and personal, that rock. Thank you, Crow. Mutant goats, run! That's a good strategy, honestly. But yeah, you got to see that rock. and obviously some clues about that.
Gotta see
rock.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I don't see anything. Oh yeah, rock coming out of the ground is a clue.
Yep. I have 2 full pages of notes that I'll add tomorrow, this weekend.
Yeah. The trick is going to be like starting to connect these things.
Yeah, pull out the things that are no longer viable and
or just draw some lines or overlap things. So I like to the Berkeley students. I don't know what that is. What is students? But like mushrooms smell. Yeah, mushroom hot springs like overlap some things, right? What was something in the water? I see someone added that something in the water.
That was a theory that was changing them
because
before we knew about the
people
mushroom
were being changed
thing.
because there was something in the hot springs water that was causing it.
Gotcha.
Well,
so that's a theory. So we'll change that to green, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because the hot springs come from, now I think it's coming from below. And the hot springs, the water comes from below, so it could be carrying
so maybe
whatever
there's
goes
something
up.
under the town?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Aliens.
I mean,
there are aliens underneath the town.
I mean, it's big enough.
Aliens
like
down
all
under.
the birch trees on birch trees on the East Coast are all one organism.
Aliens down
that
under.
kind of thing.
Down under.
Huge organ.
Crikey.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah.
Not an alien.
I'm an alien.
This is an alien.
Bruce
Fish
aliens,
are friends,
the
not
worst.
food.
All right,
Aliens
guys.
are not friends, nor they feed.
We got to move on, so now it's time for hashtag Recommendos, where we share some of our geeky obsessions. Please roll D100. Boop.
I rolled a 30.
I rolled a 68.
39. Oh, so close to being nice.
Nice. Rosa, you are first.
All right. This week, I am going to recommend a book called Cabal. It's by Clive Barker, who is, writes very scary horror books. I actually don't think this one is that scary, just because I wonder, I'm not sure if it's because I consume a lot of horror media, and so, am I, desensitized? Or, how, if you've ever read, horror stuff from, the 30s or the 40s, and you're like, this is not scary. So it might just be changing sensibilities. A lot of things were shocking then that are not shocking now.
Right.
But even though it's not terribly, there is definitely a horror element, but even without being the sort of thing that keeps you up at night, I still think it's really good, and it's very interesting to see how his writing has progressed, because he's still writing stuff, and it's without giving too much away, it's about a person who finds out there's something wrong with them, and they go to try to fix it, and the way that they end up trying to fix it actually makes it worse and gives them different problems. And so it's very kind of old school horror in the sense that I think a lot of these things weren't tried yet. It was published in 1985, I believe. So a lot of these things just weren't common yet in horror media, and so it's interesting to look at these things from a lens of me having played a bunch of horror video games and seen more horror movies and read horror stuff. So but it's a very good book, and I would definitely recommend it. It's called Cabal by Clive Barker.
Nice. It's been a hot minute since I've read that.
Yeah.
In 1985. Yeah. But I remember. Well, so Clive embarked upon a much more fantastical stuff.
Yeah, supernatural almost.
Supernatural was always a thing, but he veered away from horror per se and went more towards world building. And of
Mhm.
course, his stuff. A great example is Nightbreed. Nightbreed isn't necessarily horror, other than the serial killer aspect,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's more about that world building. What is this strange world beneath us?
Oh, and that's the other thing I love about it is that they have like the normal world over the top,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "This is happening beneath, everyday life that
Yeah.
you just don't know about." I love those kind of
I'm
things.
trying to remember, is Cabal the basis for Nightbreed? I can't remember.
I think it
Yeah.
is. And then
There
what was
are
it?
night
Median
breeds.
or Median? What was where they were
Median
trying to
is
get to?
is where they
Median is-
live. Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like another movie that
Yeah.
they were thinking of making.
Yeah,
but-
Midian.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Midian.
So yeah,
Mhm.
that is, I believe, Cabal is the book or the novel that Nightbreed, the movie that he directed, was based
Yeah.
on. Which
Yeah.
is a
And
good
here I
movie.
thought the
Good movie,
Cabal were
too.
just a faction in Destiny too.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
you're wrong.
All right, thank
There's
you
lots of
for
cabals.
jarring our memory with that
Woo!
one.
Got some really
Lupine.
big
Appreciate
cabals,
that.
if you know what I'm saying.
Now I have to watch Nightbreed again.
I know. I love, and actually seek out the director's cut, which
Working
has
on
all
the
the
night breed.
the quality is not great because they
Yeah.
had dug up some inserted scenes, but otherwise it's quite good. That might have been a recommendo for me a long time ago. All right, guys, I am up next, so I'm going to go in that same vein, obviously, and recommend a new horror film. I got to see, after many years, another Alamo Drafthouse movie. This past
Hey.
weekend, went to Chicago. They opened up a brand new one near Wrigley Field. It's quite nice. Saw a couple movies, but one of them was Knock at the Cabin from 2023, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Dave Bautista. God, I can't even say that. Starring Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint. No Rupert Grint fans here?
Who would put Drax and Ron Weasley in a movie together?
Exactly. Rupert Grint is really good too.
Jeez, he hasn't done anything since Harry Potter, has he?
He has. He's crept up here and
I've
there.
seen him in a few things,
Yeah.
and he's like got acting.
At least not in the
chops.
same
He does.
volume that like Emma Watson and Daniel.
Oh,
No,
Radcliffe
right.
have.
No,
Yeah.
he takes some interesting character parts. This one, anyways, a little off track, but the plot here revolves around a family's cabin vacation getaway that turns into a game of home invasion cat and mouse. But the intruders are not your run-of-the-mill burglars or serial killers. In fact, that's part of the fun, figuring out if the premise is true or not. And I'm not going to spoil it because there are spoilers. And either way, how will the family deal with an impossible dilemma? All around, there's solid acting, even from Rupert Grint. And M. Night's direction is managed to solidly crank up the dread and the stakes while avoiding a slump in what could have been an exploitation flick. He's very good about not showing all of the violence, but just enough to make you really cringe. There aren't that many twists, but it still feels like an M. Night movie. Even though it's based on something that he didn't write, it's Paul Tremblay's novel, The Cabin at the End of the World, which won the Bram Stoker Award in 2018, I believe, or 2019. And because the book was written before COVID, it's weird that the core story of the movie and the book reflects the pandemic time so accurately. So it adds to this haunting quality of the film.
That's cool.
It's not a perfect piece of cinema by any stretch, but it is super solid, and I would recommend it to anybody who wants a good M. Night Shyamalan movie, maybe in the vein of The Visit, which I really loved too.
Okay.
So
Not old?
I have not seen Old yet,
Oh.
and I will.
Okay.
I will. But anyways, Knock at the Cabin is definitely worth checking out. Do you need to go buy a ticket to it? That's up to you. I wouldn't necessarily, but
Just sneak in.
I really enjoyed my Alamo Drafthouse viewing of it. We were, I think, maybe only 2 people out of a theater of maybe 8. So
Oh, wow.
It's been out for a couple weeks, so it wasn't
Yeah.
the big draw. So, anyways, that's my recommendo, and looks like Matt, you're up next.
Oh boy. So we are this week dipping our toes back into the lovely pool that is early access on Steam. And I'm going to recommend a game called Against the Storm. What this is a dark fantasy themed roguelite city builder. You have just been granted the title of Viceroy by the Queen, and it's your job to head out into the wilderness around the city and rebuild civilization. Because the land you're in is under a curse. Every so many years, something called the Blight Storm rolls through and wipes out everything in existence outside of the small central city.
Huh.
And every time that storm rolls back, the land is totally different. It's a new layout. There are new challenges. And it's your job to go out and build as big of a network of cities and get as many resources and supplies as you can. And it's a really interesting loop because it's almost something kind of akin to like a civilization or something in that vein, but there's no combat. The entire thing you're playing against is the environment. There are multiple different biomes that you can choose to settle in, each one having its own boons and banes. Each run comes with a different set of modifiers from an exhaustive list. So every time you go out and build a new city in a new spot on this land, you're going to be facing different challenges. You're not just settling cities with humans. You have humans, you have lizard people, you have beaver people, you have a bunch of other races, and each different race requires its own special things to keep them happy. And you want to keep your citizens happy, otherwise they start leaving your town. And if all your people leave your town because they're unhappy, you lose the game. So it becomes this race against completing enough tasks to keep the queen happy so she doesn't kick you out and you lose your job, and keeping everybody happy. And like I said, it's just every time it's something new and something different. And I've been putting a lot of time into it. I love it. Even though it is early access, the devs have put out a really great roadmap want list that they're going to add some really neat improvements down the road. If you're like me and you like strategy, city building, Against the Storm is a really solid purchase right now.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice.
Sounds good. Thank you, Matt. And finally, Brian, you're up.
I am going to need a little bit of help pronouncing the name of this company.
Fred.
I'll spell it. It's SOO apostrophe capital A capital E. So, E. Huh?
Kie.
Does that sound good?
No.
Kie.
But it starts with an S. And the only reason I say it that way is because it's a New York company. It's called Sue, and they make an entire line of hemp products. I purchased their Hemp Dreams moisturizing hand cream because I wash my hands about 9,000 times a day working with 2,600 children. I need to stay clean and sterilized, which wreaks havoc on my hands. They're horrible. Look like I'm 90 years old. They're so wrinkly. I got this 2 weeks ago, and my hands look like a baby's butt.
Ooh, do they smell like it too?
Yeah, I have to change the diapers a lot. Runny and smeary. No, it works great. It's not oily like a lot of hand lotions are, where the really good ones that leave like a coat on your hands, I guess. This actually seeps in. I'm not sure what it is, but I know that the hemp seed oil, I've had lotions with that in it before. But it has jojoba oil. You guys know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Jojoba.
What'd you call me?
Ho butt.
Okay,
No,
so
No, the J's are H's. Yeah.
They're soft J's.
anyway, it's fairly inexpensive and it works fantastic. So I'm going to recommend Hemp Dreams Moisturizing from Sohei. Check them out if you can. They're on Amazon, I'm sure, elsewhere.
How
but
do you
they're
spell that again?
SOO apostrophe
Uh-huh.
AE.
Okay.
So the fonts?
Thank you.
They have a whole line of products, but I've only tried the hand lotion, so I can't speak to anything
Okay.
else they sell. But it is really, really good. I just put it on the top of my hands, and it covers everything.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Everything.
everything.
All right. Hemp, you heard it here first, kids.
My flesh is covered.
My flashlight is covered. And that's
On
it
one exactly.
for this
That's it.
episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening.
Mhm.
Please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you prefer. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Meanwhile, visit lovecrafttapes.com for up-to-date information about our podcast and subscribe to our live streams at twitch.tv/lovecrafttapes or youtube.com/lovecrafttapes. See a theme there? You can chat with me in real time at discord.lovecrafttapes.com.
And if anybody is ready to go, I am totally willing to collab on Jesus Smells Like Mothballs. I have lyrics. I'm looking for some people to help with the music. You know, I'm like I said, I'm willing to collab. Find me on Mastodon at The Real Weird Kid, and we'll chat. Because the world needs to know that Jesus does in fact smell like mothballs.
Oh, hi. I'm Lucan. I was around that. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Sorry. Brain gone.
Jesus smelling like
Yeah.
mothballs will do that.
Yes, he will. If you want to talk about goats turning into fungus, I would love to chat. Because Mike and Ed's yay. But you can find me in various streams, including this one. I know it's surprising, right? But you can find all that information on my Linktree. It's Linktree/Lupine Vendetta, all one word.
That's not one word.
It is, though.
You can find me standing on my deck in the backyard screaming to the sky to stop the goddamn cold weather. So just find me in my
predicted 6 to
backyard.
10 inches of snow
could-
are supposed to be getting down
Yeah.
You
tomorrow.
can just
Yeah.
give the cold weather to me because it's like warm here, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Warm's good. Warm's good. Cold bad.
For the third time in as many weeks, it's National Weather Service warning on my phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, they keep giving us weather warnings, and we don't have anything. Nothing
That's good.
happens.
that's good.
We've had 2 ice storms, and now we're about
No,
to get a
it's
blizzard.
not.
Yep.
Until
We're
next time,
cold.
roll for Grint.
You're
River?
a mean one, Mr. Grint.
Mr. Grint. All right. Thanks, everybody in the chat for watching
Mystery
tonight.
Inc.
Appreciate that. We got
Woo.
Beyond Peril was there. T Flip Rex. Hope I answered your question about which horror films won Oscars. And Atelia was there. Atelia 5.
Woo.
Not to be confused with 1 through 4. Please no. Crow was there for a hot minute. Thanks for the tip there, Crow. Appreciate that. And Cow King
Just a tip.
07. Bikes are fun too. Appreciate that.
They are.
That's a good
Yeah.
tip. Bikes are fun too. Yeah, I mean, bikes are a blast.
Just
They
remember
are.
to put the seat back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
On,
yeah.
back
Yeah,
on.
put the seat
Otherwise,
back.
you might encounter a probing sensation of your own.
I knew it.
Don't forget about that. And of course, the final Boohoob count tonight was 0. So sorry.
Oh, man.
I tried to get Kyle to get naked, but didn't happen.
Yeah,
Can't roll for
yeah.
this.
We tried some Strip Thulu, but
Don't strip through this time
Didn't work.
around, guys. Good night. Good night. All right.
Night.
See you guys.
Bye.
And we'll see you next